back and forth because we're looking for freedom. And I love how Pastor Rick always majors on don't rely on the arm of the flesh, because everyone's looking for life in the wrong places. I hear that in almost every one of his messages, and I love that because looking to our own works and self-righteousness is that same exact thing, looking for life in the wrong places, but also looking for anything the world has to offer, for our identity or for our salvation or for anything. That's, again, same thing, relying on the arm of the flesh, right? And the enemy would love to keep us in this cycle where we're just flip-flopping back and forth. And I know so many people, it's like they're on fire for Jesus one day, and then the next day they're in the bar and they're all depressed and they're angry about life, and they're like, people in the bar are nicer to me than people in church. I hear that a lot. Is that really true? Like, if you really think about that, if you were in the bar every night for a month, are people actually really nicer to you in the bar than they are in church? I have a question, because the thing is, sin snowballs, you know what I mean? And it gets out of control really quickly. So everything appears cool and fun at first, but then all of a sudden it becomes destructive real fast. However, the religious spirit can do the same thing, I remember years ago, I probably wouldn't say this now, but I was watching one of my messages from like 2010, and I was a young buck. You think I'm almost 40 now, okay? So I'm feeling kind of, but I was like, I don't know if I would say some of those things again. Man, I was like, religion will kill you faster than a cigarette. I was just going crazy because I hated the spirit of religion. But I have to be honest with you. If we get to a place where we're so religious about not being religious, we're religious the other direction. You know what I mean? Like, we can very easily, because it's so simple for the carnal mind to logically rely on, the rationale of the flesh. It can be easy for us to just start stomping in one direction and go to this extreme. Now, for me, I'm built like a reformer, and not everybody is, but I know that I am, because if I start hearing a whole lot of grace, and nothing else, then I'm like, hold on now, you're not going too extreme that direction. But if I start hearing a lot about here's all things you have to do, I'm like, grace. So it depends on what's going on. I always feel like the Lord uses me to kind of balance things out. And sometimes I don't even understand it myself. Sometimes I'm like, why did I even say that? But, we have to yield to the Holy Spirit and trust the Holy Spirit, because there was a time where I really was blind to the fact that people could actually claim grace but live carnally. I didn't know that happened. And I found out very quickly in ministry that it did happen. And I will talk about that today. But what I did know happened is that people claim, well, I'm the